What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Everything up today. Beautiful green day in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency land. Except for bot. I don't know what bot is. That's down 40%. Hopefully none of you bought that, but everything else is looking absolutely beautiful on the chart. You can see Bitcoin, however, is trying yet again to break above this sort of critical resistance turn support. I've talked about the $10,300 to $10,400 level for a while on this channel. You know if you've been watching, and we are trying to test it again. Now, if we can actually break out to the upside, we could see a massive explosive move. However, if we get rejected, we could end up going much lower. There are, however, a lot of people out there saying that maybe this time we won't fill the CME futures gap. Now, do you think this could be the first time in Bitcoin's history ever that we won't actually fill the CME gap? Now, we do have some interesting data, maybe to signal as to why this may not happen, but I'm going to talk about that. I also want to give you guys a massive warning to crypto investors. If you are new, if you're trading cryptocurrencies, there's something we need to talk about. I spoke about it about a week ago. Maybe you missed the video, and basically we are going to talk about why a lot of people are still not making money in these markets. We've had a massive rally this year. Yes, we've had a pullback recently, but there's no reason that you should be losing money every single day in these markets. So we're going to talk about that. I'm also going to show you guys a few other altcoins that I'm looking at, some picks, not saying you should buy them, but lots of people ask me, so I might as well share that with you guys. Are they going to be the next 100x gems? Well, we'll have to find out, of course. We're going to get into all that today. Also, a message from the CEO of Twitter regarding Bitcoin. And if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. We're going to try to keep today's video super quick. I don't really want to take too much of your time. And of course, guys, if you're interested, Ledger Nano S, we give one away every Monday. Let's hop into the charts because you got places to be. So, what's going on right now? Well, we are still not able to get above this critical level. I spoke about this level ever since we had this difficulty breaking above it. Now, you need to look at the significance of this level. Look, right here, we tried to wick above it on the China pump. You guys remember that? Right here, this is basically where we topped out. We had the massive dump during the pandemic scare. We tried to break above it again. We got rejected. Then we finally did break above it. We were headed for blue skies. We got up to the $12,500 level. We fell back below it, and would you look at what is holding us down again? It is the same exact area. So this is a very critical level for Bitcoin. Lots of eyes on it. The bears do not want to let the bulls push Bitcoin above this level. You can see, in fact, we actually wicked up to the top of it, pulled right back down. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Now, are we going to have this breakout? It is possible, right? You could see right here, if we do have the breakout, we could head well back above 11,000. We could be back at $11,300 by tomorrow if we can break out to the upside. If we get rejected, we're going to end up back down on this purple trend that we've basically been trending on for quite some time, which is essentially this significant legacy trend line right here, okay? So it's not bearish if we do pull back down, even if we go back down to the $9,900, $9,800 level, right? Lots of people, however, saying we need to close the CME futures gap. Now, this is a controversial topic. I'm tired of talking about it. You're tired of hearing about it, but we can't ignore it because it's sitting there. We wicked into the zone and we did not fill it. Now, there was something pointed out right here by Zach Vol, and he says search interest in CME gap is absolutely skyrocketing. Look at this. It's literally at its highest search that it's ever been, which means absolutely everyone and their mother and their friends and their family is looking at the CME futures gap. Excuse me, getting a little excited over here, right? So everybody is Googling the CME futures gap. So the question is, if everyone is waiting for it, will it happen? Usually the majority is wrong. Now, literally everyone has buys down in the CME gap. Everyone is looking to short Bitcoin down to the CME gap. So the question is, now that everyone is doing it, could this possibly be the first CME gap in Bitcoin's history that we will not actually fill? I'm not going to make a prediction on this, but I think if we do not close this gap, Bitcoin reverses, we go to the upside, then I think we can finally put this to rest. However, if we do end up filling the gap, well, then we're going to have to keep looking at these gaps, unfortunately, as much of a pain in the ass as they are, right? Now, having a look right here, another reason why we potentially could see Bitcoin still stabilize a little bit lower is because of the 200 daily, which is still sitting at around 9,000. Now, one thing that Bitcoin Jack over here pointed out is that Bitcoin is testing a historical level, which is that blue line right there, the 128 daily moving average. He says this is pretty much a level of support resistance. In fact, historically, if you buy around this level, it's usually an excellent opportunity to buy Bitcoin. So theoretically, if you were to buy Bitcoin right now, even though it could potentially go lower, historically speaking, it would be a great time to buy Bitcoin, right? In the long run, hindsight, it seems to have worked out, correct? So he says we're testing it again, and but he does say be careful. If we do fall below this level, you might want to watch out. Bitcoin could potentially go a lot lower. So having a look at the total market cap, Bitcoin and altcoins, we're still respecting the 21 exponential on the weekly. However, I do have to say, once again, Bitcoin is still following S&P and gold. You can see right here, gold, the S&P had a dump, had a little bit of a pump and a pullback. You can see gold, same thing. Although gold is actually starting to put in a bit of a triple bottom right here, which could potentially be a bullish sign. Now, if gold starts pumping, Bitcoin usually follows gold a little bit more potentially than the stocks because they have that sort of hedge against traditional finance aspect about them, right? Safe haven aspect. So if gold does start to pump, then I would keep my eyes on Bitcoin moving up as well, right? But before we move on, I just want to play this message from the CEO of Twitter. He was over at Reuters. He had a lot to say about Bitcoin. I want to play this. Then I want to talk about some crypto warnings, and then I'll show you a few of the altcoins that I am looking at. If you're interested, totally up to you. Stick around after Jack.
I do think I think the internet wants a currency and wants a native currency, and I think Bitcoin is probably the best manifestation of that thus far. And I can't see that changing given all the people who want the same thing and want to build it for that potential. And our job as a tool maker is to make that easy for people to access, make it easy for people to understand, and most importantly, utilize. And in that, we learn how to make it accessible to more people, and where it's useful, where it's not useful. The internet is something that, is consensus driven and is built by everyone, and anyone can really change the course of it. And Bitcoin has the same patterns. It was built on the internet, and anyone with a great idea can be additive to it, and they don't have to be at a company in order to do that. And I think that's what the internet wants. I think that's what it embraces. I think two big things. One is just transaction times and efficiency, so making it cost effective and making it time effective. And then second, that it be intuitive to people, that they understand why they might use it, they understand where it is, and they can access it in a way that feels similar to just handing over paper cash, and that is, fundamentally the easiest that every single one has experienced. And as you add technologies like cards or contactless, you see the power in it being even faster and more convenient. So we have to build Bitcoin in such a way that it is as intuitive, it's as fast, and it's as efficient as what exists today, and obviously goes beyond that too.
All right, so obviously we know that Jack is at the forefront of this Bitcoin push to the main sort of space, right, to get it out there. And yeah, I mean, we do know that Bitcoin obviously slower compared to some of the other projects out there. However, we do know that it does have the greatest security. Now, we have seen things like wrapped Bitcoin, second layer solutions, etc. I do think at some point, all of this, we won't even really be talking about it anymore. Currently, right now, I'll be honest, if I want to move something from one place to another super quick, you usually tend to use something Ethereum based, whether it be a stable coin, etc. Obviously one of the downsides right now is that the fees are kind of high, but all that aside, I wanted to play that clip for you, and now I just want to talk a little bit about basically what's been going on with essentially this market right now, right? Now, recently we have had some drawbacks, which obviously means that, yes, okay, potentially, some people may have bought a little bit high. I had a few projects that I had bought a little bit high towards the end. Yes, I'm down on some of my projects. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm up on everything, right? But the idea really is to try to get into things so early that you really can't mess up. Now, guys, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to invest in the wrong tokens, right? It's going to happen. That's why you want to have a diversified portfolio. Not financial advice, but definitely try to hold a decent chunk of Bitcoin. Always try to hedge a little bit more into Bitcoin because Bitcoin really is the main driver of the market. If Bitcoin takes a hit, usually everything else takes a hit 2 times to 3 times as hard, right? So you kind of want to hedge in that Bitcoin, maybe even hold some cash or some Tether if that's what you're into, right? But what I want to talk about is basically that we had seen people either taking profits way too soon or not taking profits at all, right? So those are just 2 things you need to keep in mind. If you're up 2x, 3x, take back your initial investment, right? Put that away. That way, if the coin does dump, at least you don't lose what you initially put into it. That's number 1. And number 2 is selling absolutely everything after a coin has a little bit of a pump, or selling everything for a loss because it dips after you buy it, right? There's lots of coins on this channel that we talk about. Maybe they don't perform right away. And guys, just because something doesn't go up 100x or even double that week, it doesn't mean it's a bad investment. And also, before I get into it, if you're investing in something that you don't really personally believe in, you're just kind of throwing money into it because somebody told you to, chances are you're going to be the one to sell that coin as soon as it dips. You're going to have the weakest hands because you don't actually believe in the project, right? And if you don't believe in it, it's going to make it a lot harder to hold. For me, holding Bitcoin is a no-brainer. I'm not selling my Bitcoin at 10,000, 6,000, 3,000. I'll hold Bitcoin all the way back to the original price that I bought it at for the simple fact that I truly believe in Bitcoin, and that's why I have the strongest hands of all, because I really truly believe in Bitcoin and what it stands for, right? Now, one coin I want to talk about specifically, just super quick, is Rari. Now, we had mentioned this on the channel about a month ago, and this is essentially a marketplace for collectibles, right? Now, it didn't really do much initially. We mentioned it. The coin kind of went sideways for 2 weeks. Some people were like, hey, what's going on with this? It's actually lost a little bit of value. It's gone down. Well, the thing is do you actually believe in the projects that you hold, guys? Because for me, NFTs, things like gaming, right? Collectibles on the blockchain. We all remember the craze with CryptoKitties. I believe that that's going to be something big. And having a look at where it is today, $7.84. I'll actually give it a refresh live. Maybe it did have a little bit of a spot. It's at $8, guys. So it's still going up. It actually peaked today at around $10. Now, this did obviously have a lot to do with the fact that, Andre Cronje had actually come out and said some things about it. People got really excited. He was basically commending them, saying really excited to see this evolve, etc. But yeah, I mean, guys, I mentioned this about a month ago, and it didn't really do anything in the first 2 weeks. So a lot of people either sold for a loss or whatever. I mean, I don't know what people did, but I mean, look, guys, so you had an opportunity to get in at $1.44, and today it is literally at $1.14. And is this the end of it? I don't know. That's up to you. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is you need to have patience, Sometimes coins don't immediately pump. Listen, I'm not Nostradamus. I can't tell you, okay, if you invest in this coin today, it's going to pump tomorrow. But I can tell you that there are some projects that have pretty good fundamentals out there, right? NFTs, gaming, things on the blockchain like that, I think they're really big. Another one that a lot of people are talking about is meme. Yes, it's called meme. It honestly sounds like a scam on the surface. I'm not gonna lie, guys. And I'm not telling you to invest in this, okay? In fact, they tell you not to invest in it, which is actually kind of funny. Part of their marketing campaign is don't buy our token, don't farm the NFTs, don't join the Telegram. And in all sincerity, they have not actually been audited, so this is actually a very risky play. I wouldn't suggest throwing away the mortgage on this. But, if you feel like you may have potentially missed out on the pump of Rarible, which is, up from $1.44 to $8 so far, got up to 10 this morning, then you can check out meme. Now, you could also farm some NFTs as well. That's pretty there's a lot less risk to that, right? If you're just farming it, that way you don't really have to worry about, buying it and just holding it. Now, obviously, Andre Cronje, again, has come out and spoke about this. They do have some limited edition cards. I guess they have Andre Cronje Genesis Edition or something. I don't really know what's up with all that. But, as you guys can see right here, this is only at a $3.5 million market cap, and this is at about $127. Sounds high, but obviously it's because they only have 28,000. Now, they already have all of their supply out. There's no more that's going to be minted, so what is out is already out. Now, this volume is very low, 416,000, but that's how Rari was when it first came out as well, right? Rari had an extremely low trading volume, so, check out Meme. Don't buy Meme, literally like it says. But it is interesting, and if you want to just farm it too, you can actually just farm some of their NFTs that they offer as well. So yeah, guys, check out Meme. Could be an interesting thing to get involved in. As far as DeFi is concerned, and like I said, I'm just telling you guys, I'm not saying any of these are the next 100x gems. Just telling you what I'm looking at. Another project too that has recently caught my attention is Aegis. Now these guys are very new. They don't really have a lot right now, so there's not really a lot to go off of, but considering that they're so early, usually the biggest risks potentially have the biggest rewards, right? Now you can see right here, they're offering diversified lending services like micro lending, unsecured lending based on validation of users' credit lines in their daily lives. So they're going to have lending, commodity, forex, index, and cryptos as well. Earn passive income. So pretty typical to what we usually see in the DeFi space. This is an example of what their dashboard looks like. And currently right now, they only have two products, the lending pool and the marketplace, right? So you might say to yourself, well, what's so impressive about that? Well, having a look at their roadmap, they have a lot more coming out as well. So yeah, they're basically going to have their alpha protocol development and their liquidity pools, etc. But basically they are very, very early. They're only at a $1.5 million market cap, super low, very, very risky. So I'm just telling you guys some of the projects I'm looking at. Let's see if I give it a they haven't really moved. No one's really talking about it right now. They're only up 21% from their all-time low. So it's like extremely, extremely early to get into something like this. So guys, I'm not saying to get into that, but another project that I'm looking at that isn't even out yet is Power Trade. As you guys know, I'm super interested in what these guys are offering. I've spoke about them on the channel before, and now they're going to have a DAO token, the Power Trade Fuel. So this is super awesome. They're going to be able to provide, actually, you can click right here, I think, and it'll take you to the token paper. So basically, they're going to be able to provide liquidity, if for people who are trading and stuff like that. And I can only assume that there will be some sort of I would assume if you hold it, you probably get some fees of some sort, right? Like usually like all these other exchanges do, like Binance and stuff like that. Power Trade goes to great lengths to reduce the risk of offering these margin positions, dynamic collateral requirements, incremental liquidations, hedging strategies. So you guys know that I do like to trade. It's not recommended for everybody. Leverage trading was very controversial, obviously during the bear market, because it's a crazy place to be. You could get liquidated, you could lose all your money. But I personally do like trading. It's fun as long as you do it safe, lower stuff like that. And yeah, they're going to have their own token and their own DAO. Definitely interested in this. So keep your eyes on Power Trade, guys. And also, just have to make this update. So you remember we made that video about Engrave. I'm really excited. They're like the one wallet out there that I think might give Ledger a run for their money because they're literally 100% air gapped. I'm definitely looking forward to. I've already got one pre-ordered, but they're doing a giveaway and they're going to have actual gold on it. So if you basically enter your chance to win, and they have VRO tokens, which are tokens pegged to actual gold. So it's a gold 0 by Engrave and it has actual gold on it. Pretty cool, right? If you're interested, check out Engrave. It's at engrave_official on Twitter. But yeah, that's basically it for me. And the main takeaway from today's video is basically just, you gotta have a little bit of patience. I know crypto moves fast. I know people want to make those insane, sick gains, but, look at a lot of the projects. Bitcoin in general, if you just bought and held and was patient, usually these pay off, right? Some of them don't. Some of them dump to all hell. Obviously, there's a lot of risk involved, but at the same time, you gotta give them a chance, especially if you believe in it, right? But essentially, that's it for me. Also, before we go, let me know what you guys think about the CME futures gap. Do you actually think we're going to fill it, or do you think that it's not going to get filled this time because literally everyone actually thinks that it's going to get filled, like we saw right here on the Google trend? So let me know. That's it for me. Thanks again for coming back. If you have not hit that subscribe button, consider it. What are you waiting for? We do this for the most part every single day. I'll be here. Bull run, bear run, sideways, bad markets, good markets. You guys know I don't go anywhere. I just make videos all the time. Thank you for joining me again. My name's K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.